r/Nosleep. Posted by u/Dicker_mix. Templar Anomaly Research and Repossession, Smuggler's Greed. Hello again. Sorry for the last few boring days, we were busy talking trade relations between weapon suppliers. Anyways, this anomaly was discovered in an abandoned lab in the Himalayas mountain range, specifically Mount Everest. The inside of the lab had the bodies of scientists strewn across the rooms, with one corpse's lower half being found 3 meters away from the upper half. Apart from the corpses, the lab had scorch and frost marks everywhere. The place had been looted somehow, and the only thing remaining was a jar of glowing yellow spheres with the label Gear der Schmuggler, which means smuggler's greed. Through rigorous testing, we determined that it gives the user superhuman powers. 1. Do not touch it with your bare hands. Use gloves if you handle it. 2. The chamber should be kept at -20 degrees Celsius in order to prevent deterioration. 3. Paranoia is common, and if you do experience paranoia, immediately request a project transfer, since the paranoia is a warning. 4. No one should stay near the anomaly for longer than 10 hours. It has maddening effects. 5. A maximum of 2 people is allowed in the chamber. Any more, and the temperatures will rise. 6. If someone that resembles mountain climber approaches you, don't look at them. Hell, shoot them if you have to. If you look, be prepared for an ice pick between the eyes. 7. People that have the following are not allowed near the anomaly: mute, deaf, or blind. History of psychosis. History of drug usage. Any mental disorder. Alcoholism. Infertility. 8. If you get the anomaly on your skin, report to command, and get in a holding cell, and wait 10 days. There's a 50% chance you'll develop elemental abilities, and a 50% chance you'll die. Good luck. Alright, we have rescued the following 7 people: Owen, Samuel, Tej, Jasper, Adrian, Christopher, and Nicholas. From what we were given based on debriefing, they run a TV series called Die Regelbreaker, The Rule Breakers, and they specify in risking their lives by entering highly anomalous areas that are under our monitoring. It is this activity that led them to this situation, in which they were transported to an alternate dimension, where they evaded monsters and savages, before they came into contact with a 4-man squad that were sent in on a completely other mission. This alternate dimension that we call Die Dunkelheit, the darkness, is located in the Dyatlov Pass in Siberia, and near an active hiking path. The 7 boys had serious injuries, but they just had a short hospital stay, and were released. Based on the 7 boys' information, we set up a forward operating base inside of Die Dunkelheit. 1. Always have a rechargeable light source on you that lasts 3 days. 2. If you venture outside in a Hummer, turn on the omnidirectional lights to give you a safe area. The creatures hate light. 3. The creatures, as stated above, hate light, but can appear anywhere in the darkness, including inside buildings and cars. 4. Activate your light source if you need to venture away from the Hummer. 5. If by any chance you hear screaming coming from the woods, get back to the Hummer, drive to the base, and order a lockdown. 6. If a room loses power, you'll have about 10 seconds before the creatures arrive. 6a. When they do, open fire. They can be killed, but they'll keep coming until the power turns on. 7. No, flashlights will not keep the creatures at bay. It must be a light brighter than a standard lamp. We learned that the hard way. 8. If civilians wander into the dimension, don't bother trying to rescue them. We've lost enough personnel trying to rescue them. 9. If you lose your light source while inside the dimension, launch flares in the direction of the Hummer. They'll only last a few seconds, so be quick. We hope that we can explore the dimension safely and quickly as possible. Hello. This anomaly may seem normal at first, but this cafe located in the middle of Massachusetts has something strange hidden beneath it, or rather, in it. This place used to be a pagan worshipping center, later turned into a prison during the Salem witch trials. One of the accused held here actually had supernatural powers, and bound the spirits of the executed to this site, and caused the judges to die under mysterious circumstances. Now, in the 21st century, witchcraft and paganism are all but forgotten, and the site was turned into a cafe. What has been forgotten hasn't died, however, and no one will forget the murders, disappearances, satanic rituals, and human sacrifices that happened here. We've taken over the staff working at the cafe, and we've implemented the following guidelines. 1. Serve customers as usual. This is still a cafe after all. 2. Upstairs is the break room. You can head in anytime you want, and it's the only safe place in the event of an emergency. 3. There are automatic rifles in the left side of the counter, the reality transfer device on the right, hand grenades in the kitchen, and handguns underneath all the desks. More on this later. 4. The kitchen is off limits from 1900 hours to 1:30. The last person who entered is still MIA. 5. If a Mr. McWell enters the cafe, treat him with the utmost respect. He still has a grudge after the Pacifica processing facility incident. 6. Deliveries are made by our company, and always during the day. Take a hand grenade with you when you meet the employees. If the delivery is during the night, ask the driver to open the van, and lob the grenade inside. 7. Ignore the screams. 8. If a woman with long black hair covering her face, and has pale skin comes in, take her to the back and shoot her. She is a spirit, and will cause havoc if she isn't taken care of. 9. Please, for the love of God, don't eat the ingredients in the food. The food is safe, the ingredients, not so much. 10. If you go in the basement, you'll see one of 3 things. Nothing. 2. A circle of people. 3. The same circle of people, but around a pentagram. If you see the third one, get a rifle, a handgun, and some grenades, and hit the reality device. The devices allow us to work undetected, then get everyone to do the same. Next, go downstairs and open fire. That's all for today. Hello again. This atoll in the Pacific Ocean may seem like a dream vacation spot, but this was once a secret German submarine pen in World War I, and a Japanese military base and POW camp in World War II. The POWs were covertly rescued, and the US bombed the ever-loving fuck out of the base, sinking half of the Imperial Navy, and rendering their Air Force non-existent, which made morale plummet. What's so weird about this place? Well, it's in the name, Blackwater Atoll. The atoll in the middle is pitch black from the bodies and the oil leaking from countless ships at the bottom. It consumes all ships that enter it as soon as all crew members set foot on the surrounding island, and countless diving crews looking to both document and loot the sunken ships have inexplicably disappeared. Our research base is nearby, and these rules should help you to not commit seppuku. 1. Go out in pairs of 2 or more, so you can watch each other's backs. It may not seem like it, but there are things here that can take you in an instant. 2. All seafaring vessels must anchor offshore and bring across goods by Zodiac. We're currently discussing the use of helicopters instead. 3. Do not speak Japanese. The last person who did had his upper half discovered 10 meters away from the bottom half. 4. For unknown reasons, GPS and other electronic devices fail within a 5 feet radius of the water. If you have pacemakers, or other life-supporting equipment, consider switching projects. 5. Unexploded munitions are everywhere, watch your step. 6. There are sound alerts for each threat. 6a. A blaring horn means that a medical emergency is happening. You are expected to help if you have proper training. 6b. A shrill cry means that Tard are coming out of the water. The Tard are spirits that can bend the surrounding water into humanoid shapes. They are slow, but can drown you if you get caught off guard. 6c. 3 beeps in a row means that Lieutenant Davidson has arrived. Lieutenant Davidson is a respective, helpful entity that died as a POW on the atoll. He will do anything you ask him if he is capable of doing so. Anyone purposely trying to harm Davidson will be terminated. 7. The jungle has been warped by anomalous activity, exploration is not advised unless ordered to. 8. At 19:30, be sure to be inside the facility by then. If outside, well, I hope that you have lots of ammo, because you're gonna need it. 9. Ignore the ethereal Japanese, we don't know where it's coming from either. 10. The atoll will experience temperature fluctuations from warm to cool. This is only a minor inconvenience, and shouldn't interfere with your duties. We had to list these rules down hastily, since this atoll is giving us too much grief from the Tard and the creatures and, redacted, and we lost too many people to the atoll. Even though we mapped the entire atoll, we haven't advanced on the POW camp, and the submarine pen is all but unexplored. We hope that we can get the submarine research facility underway in the near future.